Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, friends? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name's Adam Vale, senior editor over at thecoalition.com.
My name is Lawrence, aka a punk with toys on all the social medias.
And we are back. This is Dexter Resurrection, season 1, episode 7, course correction. This is, I don't know. At first, I was like, this is kind of slow, but man, it picked up. That the last 15 minutes of this episode.
I think there was a lot in this episode. It did pick up. I didn't really find it too slow at all. There were some parts that maybe seemed to go on a little too long.
Yeah,
probably like the show that we do, but
hey,
like,
it's in the time. It says it, breakdown, recap.
People are probably like, you guys complain about filler, but listen to you guys, you ramble on. No, this is a good episode, and it explains so much, and it literally sets up so much for the future, because they're talking about doing multiple seasons. And it sets up to what I've been saying, that this series, and what I mean by series, I mean all of Dexter, will finally come to a conclusion with Angel Batista chasing him down. That will be the final season.
So you think it's going to happen?
I think it was set up even more this. I'm not saying it'll be next season, but I believe that the end will be Angel Batista chasing down Dexter, and one way or another, that's how the series will end.
I don't know. I have a feeling he's going to try to help him.
No way.
I don't know why. I feel like there's going to be something more to it. We'll get into that with once we start getting into all this.
I can see this other detective or Charlie helping him. Actually, I kind of think there may be something happening with Charlie and him. Is Charlie's not on board with all of this?
She's not. And there was and we'll get to that point. There was like the little, I don't know if it was a flirtation moment there with the bandaging and something, and it's like you're lucky I'm here. I don't know, something about it. I'm feeling something here. But anyway, let's get into it. Real quick housekeeping. Thanks again for everybody that's been joining us for this entire season review that we're doing here. Also, we got other shows on the channel, but thanks for all of it, the comments, the subs, all that. That's been great. It's a new channel we always talk about. We're not that new, which is good. We're getting there. We got some good hours, so it's building.
No one has kicked us off YouTube yet.
No, not yet, which is great. And no one's come after us. Well, somebody did, but not. I'll get into that later on. But it wasn't too bad. But hey,
you had like the longest comment ever.
On
the other, and again, it says nothing to do with this, but your other. So again, I have a whole nother YouTube channel. Obviously, I talked about it, and I do toy reviews. And I'll get some long replies, and Adam here sends me a message and says this has to be the longest reply in YouTube history.
Yeah,
and I was ready to message back and be like, yeah, I've had long ones like this. And then I started reading it. Now, mind you, I've had some where we're all in group threads that it'll be 3 screenshots on my phone to get everything when I send over to people. This one would have been like 40. I could not believe
massive.
The breakdown. Like, it was longer than the episode, and that was the longest episode.
Oh man! All right, so real quick, if you guys want to see it, or gals, whoever wants to see it, you can see on Chief of War. It was episode 3, and I pinned it to the top. See the comment if you are watching Chief of War. That's one of the other shows we cover. Myself and my brother Josh. But anyway, we always say, just like we do here, as we're breaking down the show, this is a discussion. We're asking questions. If we don't know the answer, go ahead, put it in the comments. Worley, which is the person's name, took that and said, yeah, I'll do that. So answered all these questions, but in an essay. I mean, it was fantastically written. I mean, it was beautiful. It was just beautiful. And even after that, I highlighted, I gave it a like, I talked, I said, thank you. And it was like, well, thanks for my essay. Like the person knows, that this is what
let me tell you this. As someone who puts out lots of videos doing toy reviews. That I respect and like that way more than the person who watches an 8 to 30-minute review and comments in real time and leaves like
Oh
7
yeah, yeah,
comments.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're like, you've just and again, it's great to have the interaction, right? But
Mhm.
when you're trying to read through it, it's hard because if they leave like 7 or 8 different comments on one video, it keeps
Yeah, yeah.
it up, and it's like, I just want to have one reply. But
Yeah,
I have
the
to do
best thing.
everything to get it out of the way when I'm looking at the YouTube studio so I can go down to the next.
Oh. The best thing to do if you're someone that did all that and you realize it was like, oh, just click edit, just edit. You can move things around, and say bump up or you just put it all together. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was a great one. There was nothing rude or mean there. It
No,
pretty much
it just
answering all the questions and with in depth. I mean, it was deep. This person clearly knows their Hawaii history, and that's one of the things people call us out. It's like, hey, it's pronouncing certain names and we get it. We're on the mainland, and the way Hawaii 5-0 and stuff, that's how they say it. They don't say it correctly, and then that leads for us here not saying it correctly, but it is Hawaii. That is how you pronounce it. So but
that's how you
anyway,
pronounce Hawaii?
yeah, Hawaii.
Yeah, I
It's
don't. I
Hawaii.
pronounce it
You see.
Hawaii.
You see, but that's incorrect. And I did get a lot of that. It was like, hey, and it would break it down. This is how you say it with a V instead of a W. It's Hawaii. But hey, everybody's been really cool with that. A lot of people jumping in, chiming in, a lot of likes and stuff. Thank you, everyone, for all of it. Just all of it. We're just very appreciative of everything. So anyway, let's just get into this episode because
But before we do, please, if you haven't yet, take a second, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time we drop. What do we want? Dexter.
Yep, exactly. And you know what? It's funny that you just brought that up because one question I did get asked in other forums and stuff. It's like, what else are you guys covering? Like, what's the next thing? Next one is Terminal List. Dark Wolf. That is the one that Lawrence and I are going to be covering next. That drops August 27th. 3 episodes for that first.
My
episode.
dad's birthday.
Your dad's birthday. Shout out to your dad. Are you going to go do something with him? Go
I
out?
don't know. I don't know if they even be in town.
We'll bring him on the show. There we go. Woo! Does he watch
dude,
shows? Does he watch them? That'll be hilarious. Let's go.
No, my dad might watch something like that. My dad, you know what he watches all those like CSI and
yeah, of course he's gonna watch it.
This stuff's like always on. Like that's the type of stuff that he watches. He doesn't watch anything sci-fi, nothing like that.
So he'll like it. He'll like it.
Yeah.
We'll
If John Wayne would have been in a sci-fi movie, he would have watched that.
Oh man, who knows? With AI now, they'll probably sprinkle them in. They'll figure a way to do a John Wayne sci-fi movie or something like that. But all right. So yeah, just wanted to get that in there. Yep. Like, subscribe, and let's get into this because there was a lot that happened here. So we start off with the mansion. Holy moly, that is
castle.
Okay, well, yeah, they call it a castle. I could never live in something like that. It's now
I don't to.
Yeah, I don't know if he even lives there. If maybe that's a rental just for this event.
I truly see some of these houses that these celebrities have, and I don't understand. I mean, I understand like, hey, you want to have a bigger house, but I wouldn't want to live in something that big.
No.
Would I like something bigger than what I have now? Yes, because my toy collection is overgrowing. But I can. I've been in some pretty big homes that I'm like, why do you have a house this big? And he's like, oh no, I can afford it. Like, all right, awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it answers the question.
Yeah, I guess, but then it's like it would be if it's too big and you have like, oh, I got 15 rooms, 4 bathrooms, this and that. Who lives here? Just me. It just seems very lonely. And then what if you hear something at night? Then what? It's like, oh man, you're looking at all the cameras or on your phone to see where'd that come from. No, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that. No thanks. But yeah, so they're there. It's a small.
And he's a little person too. He doesn't need that. He doesn't even need like much room for headroom.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Peter Dinklage. No, it's true. He's not trying to be mean. It's true. I remember he did talk about it one time. He has a a custom setup for everything, like little steps and stuff to get to cabinets, all this stuff. So he can he's just handle everything on his own. He's not really reliant on his wife. I think that's his wife that he's married to now, and others. But yeah, he could afford it. He could afford to have everything modified.
Yeah, just don't call him an elf.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh,
must
man.
be a South Pole elf.
Exactly. Oh, call me up one more time. All right, Elf. What's the big deal?
I love that movie.
Oh, every
Will Ferrell
Christmas.
he plays like so like dumb. Like he's everything in it is innocent though, like he doesn't realize
Yeah.
how wrong he is. But all right, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that was the whole one. But yeah, now who do we have left? We have Al, we have Gemini. We can actually call him Gemini number 2, right? Because number 1 is gone. Right. And that's it. Of course, we got Leon and Charlie, who's just
that's
there.
it. Like
That's it. This group is shrinking fast. Al had brought up a question about that. He was like, "Are we waiting for Lowell? Are you going to send another plane?" From like, "Oh, he hasn't been picking up, maybe because of all the stuff that happened." On the topic of everything that's happened, Mia, she offed herself in prison. Yeah,
Yes.
it's sad.
She
It's sad.
took her own life.
That's what he's saying. He's sticking with it's not very genuine. Remember, that was the debate. It's like, did he set it up? We saw what happened with Charlie. Clearly, she did, right? Because she gave the guy money.
I feel like we're never going to find out if this was something Leon set up or this is going to be a plot or something in the plot before the end of the season. Kind of explains like, hey, what he's done. Because he gets really in depth into a lot of there's a lot that's talked about in this.
Yeah. It was interesting because he came off as if, yeah, this is sad. She did this, but hey, we got this wine. This was her favorite wine. It's old, blah blah blah, and let's take a toast for her. And even Dexter narrates in his head. He's like, I wonder if it really was her choice. Like,
but right before that, we saw Leon and Charlie arguing.
Yeah,
that's why I think like Charlie's not on board with all of this stuff. She's only doing it possibly because of her mother.
Yeah, the money. I mean, there's a scene later on, and we'll get to it at that point when Leon starts talking about, oh, these people they're all here for the money. I think you can throw Charlie in that pile as well. It's like, yeah, she's there for the money. They're not besties or anything like that. It's not like, this is my bodyguard.
I mean, we saw Charlie kill the guy in Detroit. What if that's like the only people that she kills? Like bad people. Then Dexter may be like, hey, we have a code.
We need to know more about Charlie's background.
Earlier. See, the code was brought up earlier. So is that foreshadowing how he's going to be attracted to Charlie or she'll be attracted to him?
It's possible. I mean, it's Uma Thurman. She's a big time actress. I could clearly see her become a mainstay, just like I can with Leon. I mean, but then again, we could have saw that with a few cast members. Lowell, remember Neil Patrick Harris? That was a shocker.
The only way Leon survives this series if he is the antagonist in the next season or in the final season. In my opinion.
Okay.
So
possible. It's possible. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh. But then we skip to Elsa and Harrison talking in the park while Dante is kicking soccer ball.
Yeah, he's kicking.
Which I instantly hate this scene because it's soccer.
All right, now we're gonna mute you. Here we go. Yeah, you missed it. He said it's the best sport in the world. In fact, he goes so far he only watches the Spanish league. That's it. Leah MX, he said he goes hardcore in Spanish, no English dubbing or subtitles. That's what he said. Okay. But yeah, they're outside. It's, he's happy. She's happy. It seems like things are going well for them.
And she mentions about criminology and that he should go to the school, or maybe he brought it. I don't know.
He brought it up. She said, what do you want to do? You still want to go to school and get the hospitality? And he's like, no, I think about, criminal justice. And it's like, whoa, okay.
And that's about it. But then we skip to Dexter solving one of his problems, and that is being a vegan.
Oh, man.
And he brings up something about like not like he picked a hard time to not want to be the vegan or whatever, and he kind of gets introduced to food, right?
There was well,
Am I?
yeah, no, it's sort of because I thought this is it. I was like, oh, this is where he gets busted for it, right? Because there's a full spread, and Leon is like, hey, we got everything for everybody, including some meals for you, some vegan meals. But it's not in a separate corner or on a different table. It's just there. I was like, he's not gonna know. He doesn't know
Yeah.
which is vegan. He's gonna grab the wrong thing, but he's quick. He's quick with it, and he's like you said, he came up with a little remark. He's like, well, I'm just gonna go for it. I picked a different day just to not be vegan or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And then
Again, like to me, this is where the writers pay very close attention to detail, because it could very easily be like, hey, oh, he's a vegan, and then they just bring it up and be like, oh, I'm a vegan, I can't eat it. He found a way to solve when he eats meat, because I know over the years, especially when you were younger, you would have friends that were vegetarian, and then they're
they
no
were no
longer.
longer my friends. They were no longer my friends.
Hey, more
That's
meat
it.
for me.
Yep,
But then, you know, 2 weeks later, a month later, they're no longer vegetarian or vegan. And again, in the punk scene, there was a lot of people that, they needed to be vegan. And I'm like, whatever, go get some KFC.
You're missing out. More for me.
But Leon wants to see their tools. Like this retreat is to show like the tools, explain the kills, explain everything.
And trophies. He wants trophies.
Yeah.
Right. You have to give him something. And yeah, he walks up to Dexter, or as they know him as Red, and he's like, hey, I don't want to be a pain about this, but did you bring, and he's like, oh yeah. He's like, all right, good. I don't no pressure, but he might as well just say, we're running short here, as you see. So yeah, that's good. Okay, but Al seems like he wants to do show and tell first. And,
but we kind of got this impression from Al in the beginning, like he's the serial killer that he wants people to see it, right? Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like Al is playing a character that in real life he's forgotten about. He's just there, right?
Well, I feel like all these serial killers fit some type of stereotype or some kind of knowledge that we have. So when I saw Al, I'm thinking BTK, the Family Guy. Everything is fine, and then it's like, wait a minute, he's going into people's homes because he does security stuff, and he's killing them and doing all this.
I feel like he's a mix of the BTK and the clown.
Oh, Gacy.
Yes, but I may just be thinking of that because Modern Family, he's a clown.
Yeah, he's done a clown.
So maybe the reason why I'm thinking that.
Yeah, but then we got the Gemini, very full of himself. You had Lowell, who is like the creepy, skeezy guy that like, oh, I could see him doing it. Well, you were right then, because this is what the creepy, skeezy guy does.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he puts on this tape from his phone, connects it to the big screen, and it's disturbing. It's disturbing to see something like this. And Dexter points it out.
I flat out told you right away. I said I need to talk to my daughter. Same
thing. We both have daughters. We both have given them this speech. Don't stop. Don't go off trails. I mean, everyone should do that. Just don't do it. Also, if you're running alone, don't have headphones on. You want to hear your surroundings. You want to be alert. That type of deal, unless you're like in a big public area, park or whatever. But anyway, he puts it on. He puts a little camera on his, what is like a GoPro or something like that on his helmet. Yeah. He said, right, and he rides his bike past a jogger. Says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm coming up on your left." And then he makes it seem like he falls. Does the whole little show. Oh, I'm hurt. She comes over. He strangles. Films it, and then he takes out the scissors because he's the ponytail killer, and he cuts off the ponytail. So he did all this.
But as it's happening, like as he's showing it before it even happens, Dexter's like, he has to die.
Yeah.
Dexter is like, he's repulsed by this. I mean, this is a serial killer. And again, Dexter has a code. And he's repulsed by watching what he does. It's repulsing to watch as a TV show. let alone if it was something real, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
honestly, it was pretty hard to watch. I was surprised they went this far showing all of it.
I was
But
pretty
I
graphic.
thought yeah, I thought they were just going to show Dexter's face and just we could hear it off camera. But they show from the camera, the strangulation, whole thing, and then getting up afterwards and taking out the scissors and stuff. And
You know, they
but
watched the Blair Witch Project.
yeah, oh, the Blair Witch, remember that? Oh man, I saw
Yeah,
that
I
in
remember
theaters.
because I just told you.
No, no, no. But I know. But once you said it, I remember. It was me and girlfriend from high school. And we went to go see it, and there was people in the theater crying. They thought it was real. They thought it was real. But I'm like, right at once to the end, you see credits. I'm like, then what's with the credits?
Just
Why?
kind of
If
give it
this,
away, like there's the credits.
right? It's like, yo, you come on now. And I remember somebody explaining that to someone else. Like, I'm pretty sure this is fake. There's a credit. No, no, no. Those are
I
the
came to really hate that show, that movie, because of what it became. But let's just be honest, man. Those three kids, they did something no one else had ever done in all of movies. They were able to dupe people, and not just dupe people, but it took three people to do this.
It was a long-term dupe. The director and everything, even in that town, they put up those fake flyers. The three kids, they did go there. They did do the shopping. People saw them. Then they left, and then somebody came back and started putting those flyers. And then they had someone come and start interviewing people. Hey, did you ever see anybody? Yeah, I think I did. And this and this and that. And they get them to write down consent that they can use them. And they fooled a lot of people with
Yeah.
that.
But again, like that is as low budget of a movie as you can get, and probably made a good amount.
Oh yeah. Well, the second one, third ones weren't great. So if you haven't seen it, watch the first one.
Again, you can't really dupe people. I mean, you did it. Like, that's it.
Yeah. Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 3, 4 times. But I don't know what's going on anymore then. But all right. So where are we? Oh yeah. Speaking of all that, Dexter.
You forgot your little clip, I believe.
Oh yeah. No. Wait, was that at this point? No.
I thought right at the beginning.
Because
they flew in. Don't you remember they flew in?
Oh yes. Hold on. All right. There we go. Hold on. Hold on. I got all this stuff here. But yeah, go ahead. Keep going. I gotta pull it up. That's right.
You don't have it?
I do. It's just, you see, everybody, they're like, what? Get with it. Oh man.
There's a funny line that Al says, and then Dexter
here we go. Yeah, here we go.
Right. That helicopter ride really did a number on me. Does anybody have any remedies for an upset tummy?
Kill you, dump your body in the bay.
Not off the top of my head.
That was great.
I have a hard time seeing or hearing Eric Stonestreet as anything other than what he is in Modern Family. In this, I mean, I've seen him in other things, but he's really playing that he's playing that Modern Family character only as a serial killer.
But this is the problem also with a lot of actors that stay on the show too long. And they always say it's like, oh, I don't want to stay too long because I don't get typecast. And then people always link me to that, or always just want to put me in those type of roles. Well, and like you said.
And I will say this, I know I'm totally off track here. One of the problems with him in that role, in my opinion, is that he's not gay in real life. The partner is gay in real life. You would have never thought that. If you would have said, hey, which one of these is gay, you would have said Eric Stonestreet, not I can't think of the other guy's name, but he's the one that's gay in real life, and he played the part so well. And that's kind of how you see him. And his voice doesn't help anything either, because it's not like he has like a deep voice.
Yeah. Well, that's a good actor for you.
And he is. He's a wonderful actor.
Yeah.
It's probably why he wants to play something like this. It breaks that stereotype, but now I'm just saying a serial killer Modern Family dude.
All right, so then this is another part that was when I was saying that at the beginning of this. It's like, oh well, what's kind of slow. It was this. that Dexter goes into the room and I guess starts trying to get himself hyped up, get himself into the zone to do his presentation, puts the hood on, starts talking like he's Red. Oh yeah, I'm the dark passenger and doing all that stuff. And then Harry's chiming in. He's like, you can't do it. You're not. They're gonna pick up on it that it's all fake. I was like, well, if not that, they're gonna hear all this, can't they? But then again, it's a big mansion, a castle, so maybe it's on the top floor. But he's pretty loud.
So I will say this was the part that it didn't seem to fit that well.
Yeah, it's.
And then he turns on it and he grabs Harry too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He grabs Harry because he's like, well, to the fact that this is why you killed yourself because of me and the type of person. And that was a whole other thing that happened in the main show. People said that he just died. Originally, it was said that he died of a heart attack. Turns out that he had walked in on Dexter dismembering a body and then overdosed on his heart meds. So they wrote it off that way. But he says, you know what? I'm going to be myself. You're right. I'm going to be myself. And he puts on a pretty good performance. Now, very different, but yeah.
Well, and that does get mentioned. So the one thing that I definitely noticed, and I would love to ask the writer or whoever. So the way Dexter as Red is explaining himself is how Batman sees himself. Bruce Wayne is his alter ego. He's Batman. And I kind of took this the same way, that Red is the alter ego. The dark passenger is who he really is.
Yeah.
And
the whole mask thing, same thing. Yeah, I could have swore Batman has said it in some comics or even the movies about once he puts the cowl on, Bruce Wayne is gone. Yeah, he's like, this is it.
But Bruce Wayne is his alter ego. I mean, most people look at like Superman is Clark Kent's alter ego, but it's not that way with, his normal face is what he considers, because he considers himself to be Batman all the time. I really like this because even though he's telling this as Red, I'm sorry, I can't say Red and not think of Red Foreman.
Yeah. Shout out to Red Foreman. Somebody made a comment too. Very happy that we're bringing him up.
It was so good because he's explaining exactly who Dexter is.
Yeah,
I
liked it, even with his hands and how he was showing like, oh, and then I take the mask off, and then he was changing his facial expressions and then putting it back on. It's like, and then doing the whole puppet dance and stuff, and it was interesting. It was definitely different. They didn't address the whole trophy because okay, fine, it's a show and tell. You showed us, or I should say, you told us this whole thing. You're telling us, but
well, he did say, I believe he says later on when he talks to Leon that he didn't know what to do, or maybe just Leon didn't even care. He was so amazed that he didn't.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
the camera kept panning over him.
Yeah. But then we jump to Angel talking to the detectives.
Yeah, he's still hell-bent on all this, and he's trying to tell them.
Yeah, so he is hell-bent on getting Dexter.
Yep.
And this, again, plays into why I believe the ending of the series, not the season, but the series, will finally be Angel taking him down. The same way that I told you before, Justified set up doing a final season. And I'm still waiting for it, guys. All right.
You know what? I'm telling you, I don't think so. I think if anything now, it'll be Harrison that does it, because if let's say, we'll get into our thoughts for all of this at the end of this episode. But I really think I know what you're saying with Batista.
Season. How about that?
The end of the season.
End of the season. We'll talk about where we think this is going to go.
Yeah, because it's definitely getting interesting. But yeah, we had some issues with this scene also because Batista's making some valid points. And he's still bringing up, he's like, oh, you don't see that this is kind of an odd coincidence that the cameras go off just when we're approaching. And then Wallace, who's the Sherlock Holmes of this whole outfit here. And she's like, well, it had known issues and stuff, making excuses. I was like, no. This is not the Sherlock Holmes that we saw in a few episodes before that's very meticulous and picking every little detail.
Not only that, she is explained as being like that.
Yeah.
Her partner explains that she's like that, and she's just kind of overlooking stuff that even you and I wouldn't, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So I mean, and then this screams of like early on when you would see Batman and he's trying to explain, to the cops that don't trust him yet, like why you're wrong. Like he's basically telling him like this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Though the one thing that she does come back to is, well, you're trying to say that he snuck in, did this to her, and then and she's right. Like, how did he connect with her? So that connection is not made yet at all. But then she does bring up that all her trophies did have her fingerprints on, other than this one.
Yeah, that was it. The watch was the only one that didn't have any prints. So I was like, see, I told you there's something there, but he's still going to keep digging on this.
Yeah. And again, he's not going anywhere. He's clearly he's in the season.
Yeah. Yep.
But basically, Angel argues with them about it. Like it is, like he's dead set. Like he's not going to leave this. He's not going to leave this alone. And he does they do a really good job of when you see how he acts at the end of the episode, what Dexter talks about to the detective and makes it seem like, yep, he is kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that. So the next part is with Gareth, Dexter, and Al sitting around.
Killer's lunch.
Yeah, it's the killer's lunch. They do a lot of eating here. Do a lot of eating. Gareth is still not sure about that whole version of this presentation. He's like, well, that was different. And he was like, well, I'm just going with it. And I was nervous. I wasn't sure how to do this whole approach. And but
then he brings up like he wants to see the trophies.
Yeah.
Now at this point, we don't realize that Leon is like enamored with this. Like this is exactly what he wanted. No one's done this before. Everyone's just showed the kills.
Yep. And then Charlie comes over and says, Leon wants to speak with you. Yeah. And it's like, oh, he's in trouble. This is it. This is what I was thinking. I was like, oh, now he's going to say that was great and all, but where's the trophy? You saw my collection. You see, I like to collect. Where's your,
Leon shares a lot with him.
Oh, man. This was a lot.
Yeah.
This was a lot.
But because Leon says, hey, that share was spectacular. But then he starts telling the story about losing his parents and watching them die. And that, the guy that was drunk,
Cooper,
that, he survived and he was in prison. And then he talks about how like he finally wrote a letter to him. And then he eventually started going there to see him. And he felt connected with the guy.
It's kind of
even more connected than he was with his parents.
So one little question for all that is like, because he said that he was in the foster system, right? So that means that the foster parents or someone's driving him to the prison because he said he was visiting, right? Because he said that this guy never had visitors. So it's not just a pen pal system here. He did go and visit.
Say how old he is. When he said
yeah, that's true. He doesn't
say. All they said is that Cooper didn't make it till he was 50. He never made it out. He died right before he was 50, which is scary because I'll be 50 in December.
Look at that. I just turned 48. Yes, I made it. This is all OT for me, man. I didn't think I'd make it this far. Yes. Woohoo! Oh, man. But it was deep because also he still had that letter from the serial killer, and he finds out that and he showed it to him, but then he also said that Cooper had no remorse, and he felt like they had that connection. He's locked in the prison, but then he was locked away doing the foster system type of thing, and so he still felt connected in a way, and also that the guy did it on purpose, right? Cooper had some fight with his girlfriend and wanted to take out this frustration, this anger, and just picked that car and rammed into it.
And when he saw the parents, or when he saw the car, he didn't say the parents, that's when he said he actually sped up and went after him because he just wanted to hurt someone. And if he hurt himself in the process, he didn't care. But he also tells him that later on, he tells him they're not the first people he killed.
Yeah.
Now we don't know if this is true or not. And he
Mhm.
says that. So
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Leon is gathering all this information to help the police in some way. It's like, you see, look, unsolved murders. You could probably it's like this is just for his ears only.
Yeah.
He's just not.
But the other thing that he says is that he didn't live to get out, but there's all kinds of people like that in prison.
Yeah.
Basically, Leon is too small and too weak to kill people himself, so he's going to hang out with killers.
Oh, damn! Look,
He just
at
has
that.
the money.
But the truth is, he would probably make an amazing killer because no one would suspect him.
And he's a total South Pole elf.
You know? Oh, you call him. What if that's the trigger? If someone calls him enough, and then he takes out like a scalpel, and just like slices their Achilles, and then they drop down, and then he gets them right in the throat.
Man, you say Achilles, and I instantly think of Puppet Master.
I think of Troy, Brad Pitt. Remember that whole thing, Achilles.
No, if you've ever seen Puppet Master, there's one where Blade, I think it's Blade, cuts the Achilles.
Oh yeah, I remember that with the pup. Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's not think that's something about. Oh, so then we jump back to Batista. Batista now did some detective work. I don't know how did he get this information to find out where Dexter lives? They didn't bring that up. If I missed it, people leave in the comments. How did Batista figure out that was his?
Well, he's a cop.
I know, but he
on the lease, like where
what?
he bought a car, so
that's it. Maybe DMV. Maybe DMV. Yeah, maybe he went to the DMV.
But
said,
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It's minor. It's minor. It's a minor thing.
It
It's
had
not
to
a
be
reacher
done.
situation.
It had to be done to
had-
set up the end of the episode.
Yeah, we had to get him to this point. So
Yeah.
we could just fill in the blank. He's a detective. He flashes badge, and they're like, "Yeah, sure. Here's his address." So he goes there. He meets Blessing. Blessing is too loose with the lips for a New Yorker. I'm sorry if somebody comes over and just says, "Yeah, I'm a friend of someone here," and just starts talking. Also, you don't spill all this stuff about their family. Oh, his son Harrison. Oh, he's got these troubles. I'm so glad that you're talking too loose. You don't know him. You don't know this guy. You don't know the backstory.
Blessing is way too.
It's too nice.
Yes. Come on in. Let's salsa.
That's what this is. That's what
come over my house. Sorry.
And it's not just New York. I'm sure people in Philly, Boston, any urban environments, you see all kinds of people. You know certain things to say and not to say, especially to strangers. If someone comes like asking, and of course, what are they going to say when he says, "Oh, you're a friend"? They're going to say no. They're going to say no. He owes me money. I'm going to go. No. They're going to say, yeah, we're best buds. I was just in town. I went to say hi. Of course. Come on now. But that bothered me. That did bother me though. Damn Blessings.
Then we skip to Dexter, talking to Gareth.
Yeah, this is interesting because he figures that this is the moment. He was like, it worked out coming clean pretty much like with the whole story and telling his story with the mask and all that. And he says, what if I did that with Gareth? Gemini over here. Let's see how far I can go with that.
And yeah, he talks about Gemini, and Gemini, again, it has something to do with twins. So it's all like very obvious once you know it, kind of like the Sixth Sense, when you're like, oh my God, how do we all not figure it out, right?
Yeah, no one ever addressed Bruce Willis over here. No one ever acknowledged him in the room.
And again, if first off, you've never seen.
Now we're spoiling all these movies for people, right? We did.
If you've never seen The Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis is dead.
No! Now I gotta edit stuff. Now you gave me work. Now people, they should have seen it by now. It's like over 20 years old.
Yeah. 2, go watch some of the not the outtakes, but the editors talk and all that stuff. When you're like, wait a minute, what about when she was talking to him? They talked about how like when they went to dinner, it was so hard for her not to look at him because she couldn't. she was talking to a ghost.
Yeah.
She thought
The anniversary,
yep, and
dinner.
that's why that's why she leaves. That's why she leaves the her wedding ring, because he's never coming back. And again, it's obvious right when he says, "I see dead people," and you're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then you're like, "Oh no, he's literally telling him like you're dead, dude."
Yeah. Yeah. It would have been interesting if he's like, "What do you mean you see?" He's like, "I see you." It's like, "Oh," then it would have spoiled it right there. But
Again,
it was a
that was
great
the
movie.
beauty of that movie.
Oh, so
But
good. I remember seeing it in theaters and everyone gasping right at the end when they started figuring it out. When he went to go to his office and he saw that the bookcase thing was blocking the door, and he was, what is happening? And the wife crying and everything. Oh, what? Oh no!
and
Yeah.
when you find out like
Oh
when
man.
ghosts come by, it gets cold.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's a lot of things.
Oh, it was so good. That was a great movie.
Things that ghosts touch are red, I think. Like you got to watch the commentary
Yeah.
if you haven't yet.
I'll do that.
Most
Yeah,
people
why
have.
not? Yeah.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with Dexter, although he might be seeing ghosts.
There you go.
But he tells Gareth he knows the secret.
He
He knows that
knows
he's
the
a twin.
secret. Yes.
And
he's like,
Gareth
yeah,
tries
go
to
ahead.
deny it. Gareth plays the same character that he played as Gareth or Garethan in Murderbot, and I'm kind of glad he gets his demise in this because
I wonder which one he filmed first. I'm not big on doing interviews anymore with people and cast members because usually you have to screen things and stuff. But I would like to talk to him just to find out. It's like, hey, when you filmed, obviously you get these roles way in advance. Which one did you do first? And did you be like, oh wow, what a coincidence? I'm using the same name pretty much for both of these characters. It's like this is nuts.
And he plays the exact
and he plays this very cocky, Mr. Know-it-all, smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, at least Tim Allen changes his names from his shows to shows when he plays the same character.
Well, he's Tim Allen. He has that right. He could do it.
Well, I know what I'm saying. And and listen, I love. First off, Tool Time is supposed to be in Michigan. And he's a Michigan fan in Last Man Standing, and the show that he just did, Gears, Top Gear. I forget what it was. I enjoyed it. Anyway, again, sidetrack.
A lot of sidetrack, but it's all related. It's all shows.
But I loved this back and forth here because he's basically just telling him, and Gareth is like, no one's ever, and he finally admits. He
provides proof. He provides proof because he was like, oh, you just throwing stuff out there. And he says, no, you leave notes. I followed you. And that's when his eyes went wide. Yeah. He's like, oh.
And he talks about how they came up with the name together. This is the reason why they could do it. He actually makes a comment about how you don't really go to the gym that much, so you can't.
There's no way you could have moved the bodies like this.
But he kind of let him in on a few things earlier. He let him in on a few things earlier, like some of the questions he had asked them that he knew that only one twin would know. But then he just outright asks him here, as he's provoking him, he finally gets him to act out against him.
Yeah, he lashes out. Now,
wait a minute.
Hand up. Well, go ahead.
Like, that's right. He went total Cobra Crimson Twins about, do you feel things? And he said, do you feel a stabbing or a pain in your chest around 822? Did you say 822 or 820?
820, somewhere around there. He's like, because that's when I stabbed your brother in the chest. He got real close to his ear. And he's like,
yeah, so he's totally provoking him. Well, now maybe we missed it. Maybe he understands how he normally likes to kill people. So maybe that's how he knew that he was going to break the bottle and attack him.
Well, remember Charlie said that wasn't their MO. Gareth Gemini's MO. It's always kills in pairs. That comes up later, but they were just thrown off with this attack. I think he was hoping he would attack, because then he also talked a little bit about his own brother And he's like, yeah, we tried to reunite. He showed some scenes from the old days
Yeah.
with his brother, ice truck, and all that stuff happening. And he's like, oh, we couldn't really connect. We met in our 30s. It was a little bit too late. But he was, I think that's it. He was hoping that Gemini would just lash out. And sure enough, he got lucky. He did. And
because he needed to end this. Like, he needed to get rid of one. So now there's only one serial killer left.
And he did it out in the open on purpose, so that way others can see. And they did. They all saw it.
And he even comments on it. I'll never get used to killing in front of an audience. But he does jam another piece of broken bottle into him, into his neck.
Into his neck. He's like, "Don't worry, your secret's safe with me." That was a great,
Now, did you realize why he did that? Also,
yeah.
Did you realize he was taking the trophy?
Well,
I didn't.
The trophy part, no, not till the end of it. I mean, he always takes a trophy. It wasn't until the end. I was like, oh yeah, he created a new slide.
Yeah,
and the whole thing. But I figured it made sense just to stab him in the throat because he started already mouthing it off. He's like, oh, you killed my brother. He's like, no, don't worry, your secret's safe for me. But he has to be quick about it because everyone's running over.
Yep. Yeah. That's the end of Gareth.
Yeah. But then that's when they were surprised by it, and then that's when Charlie was really surprised. She was like, well, he usually kills in pairs. I'm like, well, we all witnessed it. He attacked me, and it was, again, great timing and being quick with everything because Dexter is tying this up with everything and saying he said that this was going to be his ultimate prize and he was going to take us all out, and he did something to Lowell, or I'm pretty sure that's what he said, right? That he did something to everybody, and that was the plan. He was causing all these problems.
And now it's solved the problem because now he only has one serial killer left.
Yeah.
And he probably doesn't know how dangerous Charlie is, and he's probably not worried about the elf. South Pole elf.
Oh, damn. Look at you with the elf. I'm telling Peter King, he's going to come after us. His fans are going to come after us. It's just like, oh, no.
It's not too often that I can talk about somebody shorter than me.
Exactly what I was going to say. I was like, why? Somebody's going to be like, let me see how tall is Lawrence.
Seth Green is considerably shorter than me.
Okay.
And I met him, so I know that.
We real quick scene. This was with Charlie putting bandages on Dexter's hand there, and talks about a little bit to the left or the right, whatever. He would have been bleeding out, and it would have been a mess. And thankfully it wasn't. Thankfully I'm here. And he's like, yeah, thankfully you're here. And she gave him a little smile.
And this is where I kind of got, and I think you did too. It seems like they kind of have some chemistry.
Yep.
I go back to Charlie isn't a fan of Leon doing this, but I think she needs the money.
Yeah.
And maybe she only kills the serial killers that when they step out of line, which
and we do. Didn't it come up somewhere in one of the episodes? Again, people in the comments, you can mention this. It was mentioned that she was special forces or something prior to this.
I don't remember that.
There was something that they was like, who are you? What's your story? I forgot but she explained a little bit of her backstory. A little, just like how she's specially trained or whatever. I don't know. Again, comments, if maybe I'm just making it up in my head, just filling in the blanks. Like 2 + 2 is 8. We all know that. All right. So let's keep going.
Started on that new one.
Oh boy.
Then we see Harrison is looking at college.
Yep, he's in the lobby,
looking about as lost as I would look in a college right now.
Usually there's signs, but he says he's waiting. Right, go ahead.
And then this girl just comes over to him, basically
Gigi.
says the same thing, like you look lost or whatever. Name's Gigi, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was Gigi. She's not on IMDb, so
it's Gigi. Gigi.
I think it was Gigi Allen.
There you go. I was gonna say, Gigi Allen. That was.
But it's a very short. There's not too much to the scene.
It was one surprise in that scene, and that she's a sophomore at this college, but she's also conducting a tour. That threw me off because I've attended college, and I remember doing a tour, and it was not done by a student. It's usually a faculty, someone from registration, registrar, and explaining all the different
Well,
locations. But I thought it was BS when
no,
she
you know
said
what?
that.
No, you know what? When we took our son up to the college he was thinking about going to,
Yeah.
I believe it was a sophomore that walked us around.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Because I thought she was just BSing, and she's like, you know what? Because she was talking about the prank. Remember with the whole thing with the hand? It's like, oh, it's stuck with the middle finger up, and it was like, oh, really? Like, no, not really. And it's just, yeah. But I did get her, and then he said the joke about his mom and dad. His mom died, and he killed his dad, and he's like, oh, that was a joke also. Well, not about the mom part. Mom is dead, but I'm telling you, I would have had that audio if it wasn't that he did a swear word. That was it. We try to keep it clean here.
Well,
But that was funny.
I did swear earlier, but
You see, there we go.
I
But
did pretty good not swearing.
yeah, it took a long time for me. I'm telling you, on the other show that I do, I sound like a drunken sailor, pretty bad. So it's amazing myself that I can turn it on and off. So but what was? Oh yeah. But I thought she was BSing this whole time. I was like, when she said, "Oh yeah, I'm a sophomore, and now I'm going to do this tour," and I was waiting for someone else to show up and to see Dexter. I was like, "Is there a group of people like here? I'm supposed to, do a tour, like as if like yeah, she's a student, but she just decided to say, I'm going to show these people around. I can do a better job than that tour lady of the college. I don't know, but that's not what happened. So
But then we get the killers flying back.
Yeah.
And it's really short. And at the time, Dexter is trying to get over to the tour. But then Leon comes up and mentions like we usually do a lunch or a dinner after.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't see anything like come from that.
Well, he says, I guess it's the next day. It's not that day. Right? He doesn't say the day.
Okay.
He says, "Hey, I hope you show up to a dinner we usually do at the end." And maybe he'll just text him when.
But it seemed like the way he was acting was like he's not going to be able to make it to where Harrison is.
Well, because he's looking at the timing. I mean, the real question here, and this is something. If I was Leon, maybe if you were Leon, wow, why is Red always on his phone when he was someone that just was very antisocial? The character Red, right? He's always on the phone.
First off, two things. First off, I thought that too. Also, please don't ever ask me to think about being someone shorter than I already am.
Okay. All right. There we go.
If anyone's wondering, I'm 5'4" on a good day. I'm short.
5'4".
So anyway, that doesn't really last that long because then we get to
he gets to the oh man.
I like this part. This is like but it's not in a stupid way where we're like, oh, what's the chances? This is fully makes sense, right?
Yes and no, only because it's never brought up. It's never brought up. If let's say if the other detective at some point early on, let's go episode 1, when she put on her headphones and she's looking around and the guy said just let her do her thing. And it's like, oh, it's really special. She's special. She sees things her own way. Does hell? She even does lectures talking about her methods.
But you know what?
Just drop that, and then it would make sense.
But why? No one at my work talks about me doing YouTube when I get home.
Yeah, but it's just. It's too much of a coincidence. We were just talking before about the cameras being turned off.
Like she's a detective. She's supposed to be this crazy detective. She'd be the perfect person for lecturing, and especially for what he's going to look at.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, people in the comments, how did you feel about this?
But as soon as he walks in, she sees him right away. It made it look like, and this is where I think you're coming from. They kind of made it look like she was almost setting them up and that she was going to be there. That's how I thought at first. And I was like, how did she know? And I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's just a coincidence.
Now, this was her second part of her turning part, because remember the professor said, all right, we have Detective Wallace back to continue doing her lectures regarding the Ripper and the whole thing there. And so it's again, just coincidence then. That's all it really comes down to. Because
You
he
know,
almost looked like he wanted to walk out, but he was like, she saw him, they made eye contact, and I was like, ah.
I thought he walked out too, and then all of a sudden he's walking down. And I
Yeah,
don't know, like maybe if they were like, hey, maybe they cut apart where he tries
that's
to
true.
walk out, but there's too many people like pushing him back. And they were just like, we don't really need that. It's just filler.
Yeah,
But it does look like he turns around to try and get out. Because I thought that too at first. And then he's like, wait a minute, he's just okay.
yeah. But it was the eye contact. Once they had the eye contact, that's enough for the viewer to understand. And then he would know, man, that would make him look real guilty if he sees her and he's like, oh, gotta go. So,
Or you could just say like, you think you think I'm a suspect. I don't, I was shocked to see you, and I really don't want to be around you.
that's true. That's
But
true. Yeah.
either way, and then we had Dexter walk in.
Yeah, and she makes
now
eye contact with him too.
Yeah, but she knows who Dexter is. Dexter doesn't know that she knows who he is. But he quickly knows who she is, and he sits next to Harrison, and they both seem very awkward. I guess
They give a glance, and it was like, "Did you know?" No, I didn't know. It's like, okay, all right, here we go. And she starts talking about the Ripper and how he wasn't caught, but yeah, he still harasses the families. And she plays an audio, really disturbing audio, and she shows a weapon. It looks like a crowbar, and saying this is the weapon that was used. It shows some crime scene footage, and Dexter's like, critiquing it. He dealt with blood splatter. That was his thing, and he's like,
that
no,
was his job.
yeah, he's like, this is wrong. This is wrong. She definitely didn't use a crowbar, But she goes through the whole thing, and then that's it. Then it's over. Then everyone leaves. This was the only part that sort of surprised me, but I guess they had to do it this way because
I love this.
Only because this. Well, let's see if this is the part you're thinking. I'm thinking of that everyone leaves, including the detective, and the only people left is Harrison and Dexter. That's what I'm saying. It's like you would think once everyone leaves, Wallace, you would think she would just walk down from the stage to interact. It was like, hey, you're here. Why are you here? But that doesn't happen right away.
So I enjoyed this part because this did so much to. And again, if you're a detective or whoever, and someone says this to you about Angel Batista, you'd be like, yeah, he's kind of right. So, we'll
get to that. We'll get to it because there was something else. We're missing one part there. Yeah. Because she started talking about emotions. Remember, and the person that would do all this killing stuff had no emotions. It doesn't care about anybody. The whole thing. So then, when it's all over, he looks over at Harrison. Looks at Dexter, and Dexter says, "Oh no, it's different with you. Just say you love him." But he doesn't. He's like, "I just see you different than everyone else." I guess he's like, "I see you different than anyone else." So that doesn't apply to me in this whole thing. And he says, "All right." He's like, "Well, I want to be a cop. I want to get into." Okay. And it's like Deb and Harris, Harry, they would be proud. And it's like, no, it's you. You're motivated. I felt like he was gonna say, I want to bust you. No, but anyway, but yeah, they go out. I think I jumped. I think that part was after, but the emotional part was in the lecture hall. But I took a little audio on this one because once they walk out, this
that coming.
Yeah, she surprised me too.
No, I'm talking about your whole wanting to be a cop thing.
Like he wasn't surprised. Yeah, that was when they walked out. And he was just surprised. And I found that interesting also. It's like he wasn't so surprised about all this stuff, but it was the fact that his son wants to be a cop. Like that still threw him off. But yeah, you can get into the Batista. I mean, the Wallace.
Yeah. So basically, the detective comes up and introduces herself, and and they start talking about stuff, and she asks a few questions, and then Dexter really plays into everything that's happened in Miami and how, like, after, Dokes was seen and found out to be the Bay Harbor butcher, and that Dokes, murdered Maria, and he was still in love, because he talks about him in the past tense.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of when I first heard that, I was like, why would he talk about him like that? But he's talking about him and who he used to be. And he just kind of goes on and explains all kinds of things that if all this stuff happened to you, you would be like, yep, I could see how he's a broken man. I could see how he's lost it.
Yep, yep. Yeah,
So
'cause,
Dexter has kind of put the onus on. He's the problem. And he just can't live with what has been shown to be a truth. So he's always looking for new truths.
yeah, he
It's kind of
can't
what
let
I
go.
get.
Can't let go. Yeah, because of Doak's dying and the explosion and Maria being murdered. I mean, the other thing with Batista is that if he kept, and we'll get into that other part later, but it's just funny because if Dexter does come clean and just tells Batista everything, then it's going to ruin his vision, Batista's vision of Deb, because Deb killed Maria. And I'm sure I don't think that'll ever come to light. I don't think
No,
it's
I
gonna
don't.
happen.
I think that's so long in the past.
Yeah, that's so long. But they show Wallace's face, and she's given a good expression, like, yeah, I could see that too. You're basically saying it's a broken man. This is a cop that had seen a lot of tragedy in his life, and is still trying to put pieces together. And okay,
I recently watched someone do a YouTube toy review, and I could tell he's a completely broken man.
oh,
It was
okay,
sad
all
to
right.
watch. I'm just gonna say it was.
That was it. All right,
I
all
felt
right.
bad for the person.
That's sad.
Um,
That's sad.
I was embarrassed for him.
Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse. Did you like and subscribe? Did you like and
No, I
subscribe?
don't really even like the guy anymore.
Oh, that's great. But you know what, people? You could like and subscribe to us.
Yes.
We're nice people. We're
Yeah,
not serial killers. Well, not
he
so.
might be.
He might be. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Adam might be. I'm not gonna blow smoke up anyone's ass and lie.
I am wearing a Slayer shirt. It's like,
Okay, so
oh man. So let's see. Where are we?
So
Yeah, all right,
Gigi
go on.
comes and talks to Harrison,
Yeah.
and he basically tells his dad to leave.
Yeah, he's giving him the signal, like, yeah, go get the car ready.
And Gigi, again, we had talked earlier when it came to Mia, and it was kind of like, yeah, a hot girl comes up to you, maybe you need to walk away. If she's, but she throws some big hints out, like self-help, like
yeah, talking about with her right hand or
not
something.
self-help,
I could something else. She was doing something satisfying or something like that.
Yeah, but we all know what she was talking about.
Yeah, and she said, yeah, if you want to be a cop, you got to work on your detective skills.
Yes.
Something to that effect. You're not picking up the signals. And then he was like, oh, all right, can I get your number? It's like, all right, let's just skip that. Let's get that.
And then he gets it, but then he goes in the car and he's like, we're not talking about that. Like, and Dexter's like, that's fine.
That is fine. But right before that though, Dexter, while he's in the car, he's of course talking to Harry, and Harry's like, oh, he's turning into such a good young man. He's growing before our eyes. I hope I'm there when he gets married or something like that.
I wish I could be there for his graduation.
Yeah, his graduation is like, well, you will be there because you're in my mind, and as long as Dexter's alive and he's there, Harry will be there. I mean, man, I don't want to say it, and jinx it, but let's say the actor had passed, how would you go about bringing that up on the show? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
If that, I'm blank. I should have wrote this down. I just thought about it now. But the actor that plays Harry, he's older. Right?
Yeah.
The movie The Warriors and stuff. What if, let's say, during the filming or something?
Oh my God, he was in The Warriors.
Yeah, he was in The Warriors.
I think about that of like every old actor.
Exactly. And what happens? These old actors are disappearing,
Every time Morgan Freeman's in a movie, I'm like, are you sure you have enough time to do?
He was Ajax, in that movie. But but anyway, I guess they'll figure out. Yeah, he was Ajax, and he's one of the few members of that crew that actually made it out in the acting world.
Yeah.
He's done so many other things besides this.
But Dexter's not worried about Angel. Like, he makes it clear, I'm not worried about Angel.
Yeah, man, he's not worried about all this stuff. But yeah, so he gets in gets in the car, he drops off Harrison at the hotel. He even says, I was waiting for Harrison to say, hold on, let me make a call and see if he can crash at Elsa's. I'm like, oh, he's playing both sides of this field here. It's like,
Well,
you
I
know,
think he's been shut down by Elsa, so he knows.
but it's still a friend. It's still a friend. And
But let's be honest, the moment Elsa finds out that Gigi
oh
likes
yeah,
him,
yeah. It's
I'm
gonna
not
happen.
saying women think like that, but
It's fair though. It's fair because she put him in the friends. But remember, there was a but. It was because of the situation. He was going through all this drama. The police investigate. I don't know if you want to get involved with somebody who is under investigation for a murder. She said there was other things going on, but when she sees maybe
it's
that
not
he's slipping
you, it's
away,
me. That's what
yeah.
that sounds like. All right.
Oh man. Oh wow. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll see. We'll see. But yep,
But
this
we
is
get
it.
Dexter, he goes home and
Mhm.
he gets out the trophy. He takes the blood splatter off, and
He's putting it together.
as he's doing everything, he starts talking about the music that he can hear, and he hasn't heard music like that since Miami.
And he's like, Batista.
And it doesn't take him very long to figure out why that music is playing.
Mm-hmm.
So what does he do? He just goes upstairs because Blessing is so generous and so he doesn't
He's
worry about anyone. It's just like,
he's
come
too
on in,
nice.
Dexter.
He's too nice. It's just too much. This was a little bit too much because it wasn't so much as just Blessing, but everyone's there. Joy is there. The
The whole
husband,
family was
her
like
husband, the
that,
whole
right?
family is there. Come on now. Didn't Joy move away? Like, wasn't that the whole reason why she left the apartment because she was leaving? I guess they haven't set a date when they're going to California, but that
And
was
maybe because the mom or the grandmother passing away, maybe
maybe,
that's
maybe,
you know.
maybe.
So anyway, Dexter sees Angel, and they just he knows what he's going up there to interfere with it.
Yeah.
And then they start asking him questions, and it's like, all right, like he's gonna have to come up with that, explanation on it and everything. Now, I don't think that's really a big deal. Like, I mean, I don't think we really need to talk like, oh yeah, why were they doing that? Like, that's the type of stuff they're gonna have to. But then he
Yeah.
says, hey, you know what? Let me take it. Let me take you wherever he's going.
Yeah, well, let's just go and get out of here, and we'll pretty much catch up, that type of thing. Because he was Batista was laying down all the clues. It's like, oh yeah, my buddy, yeah, everything is good. Oh, he's a nice guy. Everybody likes Dexter, right? You do everything
And
great.
I will say this: when Dexter takes Angel wherever, and he was talking, I was waiting for it to skip back to where that was stuff he wanted to say, but he was actually saying this stuff to Angel.
Yeah.
And he basically says, if I'm the person you think that I am, then this doesn't end well for you.
Yeah, because one of the things that Batista brings up is when he figured he put two and two together, he didn't say anything about Harrison, but I think Dex already knows about how Batista feels about the Harrison situation.
Yeah.
But he says, oh yeah, it's no coincidence about there's a serial killer killing share drivers and drive share drivers, and then you're here and you become a drive share driver. So I'm taking it as he's seeing him as the Bay Harbor Butcher killing serial killers, and he's here to kill the serial killer. He doesn't assume that he is that killer. He's here to kill. But this is why I can say now, this is why I think he's going to help Batista. He didn't drop him. He just kicked him out the car. He just kicked him out. He didn't even drop him off wherever he was going to drop him off. He just get out. This way you get out, right? Yeah, walk. But I feel that at some point, because I think the drive share story is done. Red is done. That part's done. I think there's got to be more to it because Al can't be the big bad, right? That's not going to be a good ending. Right, between Dexter fighting Al. Really? That's how you end this? No, there's going to be another layer.
No. The big bad is Leon.
I don't even think that. I feel that there's something more that we're not seeing, and that'll set up for the next season. And I think this is when Batista, or what if Batista becomes a casualty to all this and something happens to him?
No, I don't think
He's like, no.
I don't think they brought him back to be that. I think that he is there to be that final that final villain.
The final villain, yeah.
I mean, he's not even a villain. He's actually
No, I
trying
get
to do,
it. This
know.
was his big case. Batista was always
Yeah.
trying to figure this out. Never really 100% was sold on Dokes being the Bay Harbor Butcher. Of course, all the years that passed, there was always other mentions. He brought up with Maria mentioning, his sister mentioning, all this stuff. So yeah, I can see your point of it that this is it. This is his arc, his story arc. He is going to put him down. But I feel if that happens, that'll be much later. Like you said, maybe at the end of the series this year, not the next year, the series. But what throws a wrench in that is that they're putting Harrison on the path of law enforcement. And I was like, oh, so now you're planting the seed that when he becomes a cop, he'll be the one to break the case. And if he does, that's a big case. You're bringing in your father. There's a lot that goes into that. So
yeah, I don't see that happening.
You don't see that here. Yeah, I now think about it. If he does do that, Harrison's job is over. His career is over.
Let's be honest, like they went through what seven seasons of Dexter, eight seasons of Dexter, right? Like you wanted to culminate with somebody who was there in the beginning because they're showing him. So to me, I think it fits perfect. He was there in the beginning. They chased the Bay Harbor Butcher. They never got him. Then they think they get him, but then turns out like, hey, this is who it is. I think it's the perfect story arc, and I think that's what they're going to do. But again, we're not talking about by the end of the season or even next season. Probably 2 seasons from now.
All right. You say that. I think Charlie is going to get involved and do something crazy. Something's going to happen, and it's going to impact Batista. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. We got a few more episodes. Maybe nothing happens, and all these people stick around. Except Al. Al is gonna die. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, Al's long gone.
Al. I'm sure people watching at that moment were waiting for Dexter just to kill them when the lights were out. You know, it's like, what happened to him? I don't know. He just had a trouble breathing, or and so take him out. All right, everybody. Nope. Got something else?
What?
You say it sounded like you wanted to say something else. I wasn't sure.
Oh, I didn't say nothing.
Oh, okay.
That's the end of it.
That's the end. There we go. We did it. There we go. Episode 7 of Dexter Resurrection. We'll be back for episode 8 next week. And again, my name's Adam. He's Lawrence, Punk with Toys. You can find us here on the channel. You can find him on his channel. You can find me over at thecoalition.com and then the Throwdown Show and other things. We're everywhere. We're doing a lot of stuff. But go ahead, like, subscribe, put in the comments anything you want to say about this or other shows. And like we mentioned, we got some other shows that we're going to be covering. Go ahead, feel free to drop in your thoughts on that as well.
So. Oh no. That's Mossman. That's Mossman's voice.
Okay, there we go. Later, people. Bye.